How are you this morning? Is
I
it
am.
morning?
Well, yeah. I know, crazy, isn't it? I'm back from the beach.
I'm so glad. How was your trip? You had a girls' trip, right?
Yeah, well, and then all the kids. We had all the kids with us, so it was a blast. Yeah, it was fun. It
You
was
had,
fun. But what'd you say?
I said you had a house full.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
know. So we definitely filled the condo. We had a blast. So my boys, they're like 19 and then 13. So of course they were there to meet the girls, all that good stuff. So that was their goal
Yeah.
and that's what they were doing. So it was just funny to kind of hear their conversations. And then I had Kaysen, my 7-year-old. And so, she was all about the beach and swimming and getting everything in. It was so
Yeah.
hot and it was packed.
Okay, so y'all flew, right?
We did, yes. We
And
flew
how do you feel
Southwest.
about that?
Okay, so honestly, I was a little bit nervous. At first, I just didn't know how it was going to be, but all the middle seats were empty. We were on Southwest, so all the middle seats were empty, unless you obviously were with a family, like had all three, but that was it. And it wasn't packed. Like it was not going down was more crowded than yesterday than coming back. Like yesterday, we boarded and we were like the third seat back. Like it wasn't crowded at all. So I felt really good. And they did say you do have to wear your mask. They were like, make sure you wear your mask, all that good stuff. And then also, they only served like water and then like just a little snack. So I don't know. It was good. It was fine. I definitely came home, like took a shower and washed stuff. Just
You're a risk taker, that's for sure, Robbie, because I don't think I'm quite ready for that.
Are you not? Hey, and I'll tell you what, at security, literally, it was empty. Like we were the only ones going, like the security line, we walked right up. We were able to go straight through. And then I just had disinfectant wipes and kind of wiped everybody off.
You may want to take note of that. Okay.
Next time. I know. There's a reason why nobody was going through. I know, Ricci, but the beach felt so good. But I will tell you this. I did realize at the beach during the quarantine, I caught the Corona 30. I was not ready for my bathing suit at all. So I'm so excited about Eve coming on today because I know nothing about macros. And I'm curious to get her input and kind of what all she offers. But I mean, I definitely was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I spend this time like getting my body in better shape? Instead, I was like, I definitely caught Corona 30 and I'm living it now.
Well, Eve is great, and I'll tell you why. Because I actually did the program with her, and I like my wine, and so she, like, bless her heart, was so sweet with me, trying to make sure that I could fit that wine into my macros, and that's what her program is really about: is making sure that you're eating what you love. And in my case, drinking what you love. I mean, I would be like, can I have wine for dinner? Like, if I can have wine for dinner, then we're golden. But anyway, so that's really great. That's the great thing about macros and about what Eve does is she's really working with, especially women. I know she probably has some men. I don't know for sure. We'll talk to her about that. But just making sure that, you get to still live the life that you want to live while counting those macros. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool program.
I'm definitely excited because like I said, I don't know anything about it, but anything that whenever I was reading about her and, stalking her page and learning all about her, I was like, oh my goodness, like, hello, I can eat what I want. Like, I definitely need to learn this because I like my chocolate chip cookies. Mine's chocolate and like sugar. So I like my chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, and I'm not really much of a sugar. We've just established that. But my favorite picture of Eve is the one where she's holding the donut. Like, so.
Yes.
So let's get her on.
Definitely. I'm so excited. Let me tell everybody about her really quick. So we have got Eve on today, Eve Guzman. She actually is an internationally acclaimed nutritionist, a business coach, a public speaker, and People Magazine's Half Their Size ambassador. Needless to say, she is a busy mama. She is the owner of the G Transformation Academy, which aims to help women ditch those fad diets, like lose weight quick and all that. But you're able to lose weight and eat real food without being restricted. So it's by counting the macros. She personally, y'all, has lost more than 150 pounds through exercise and her macro nutrition philosophy. So I'm super excited to hear about it. Here is Eve, also known as Eve Fit Chick on Instagram, and I'm going to bring her in from our green room. Hey, Eve.
Hi, guys. Hi. Hey. I feel like I'm up high. Let me lower my chair.
How are you?
I'm really, really good. How are you guys doing?
We're great. Yeah, we're just
good.
It's been busy, like weird summer. So, how's it been for you?
It's been interesting. I mean, like listening to you guys talk about Corona, I thought, okay, this is going to be a really, really slow time for me. No one is going to be wanting to lose weight or business coaching. And my business actually doubled during coronavirus. That's been crazy.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's about to gain another.
Well, we are so excited that you're here, Eve. We're looking forward to trying to get you on the show. Robbie and I've been talking about you a little bit because our focus is really on busy moms and but busy moms that run their own business. And so, who better than to get in touch with than you? Because not only are you a busy mama running a business, but you're also making sure that you have your nutrition in check, your health in check, and your fitness in check. And so, all of those things are important to us busy moms too, to keep our mental health and sanity in check. So anyway, we're so glad that you're with us.
Me too. Super excited today.
Good. So glad, Eve. So glad. Now, Eve, I know Ricci knows you a little bit more personally than me. So I want to know, tell me a little bit about your background, your family, kind of give me the scoop.
The rundown. Sure.
Exactly.
So, born and raised in Indiana. I did venture out to Arizona and we made our way back, but born in northern Indiana. I reside in Fishers, which is a little suburb outside of Indy. I've been married, was it this month, as of 15 years, and been with my husband 19. Our kids are 17 and 12. So married, mom, and I used to be a laboratory research scientist. I was doing pharmaceutical research. I was managing several laboratories, and I ended up having this little side hustle of helping people lose weight because I lost weight myself. So fast forward a little bit, I left my comfy laboratory management job in 2015, started, building my own business. And then it ended up going full time in 2017. And here I am today.
Wow. That is wild.
It happened so fast, didn't it?
It doesn't feel like it when you're in it, but when you look back, you're like, well, 3 years I was here. 2 years ago I was here. But when you're in the midst of it, it's never enough. It's never fast enough, just like everything else.
Yeah,
that's true.
So we know you've lost at least 150 pounds.
Yes.
So take us back to like when you were at your heaviest. What were you doing? What was your lifestyle like? Just kind of put us into perspective of what kind of put you into this weight loss mode.
Yeah. So my heaviest documented was 277 pounds. So I've lost about 158 pounds at my highest.
Wow.
But really now I'm down like 150 because at one point I was smaller because I was doing figure competitions. So bodybuilding, itty bitty bikini and muscles. And I'm not doing that stuff anymore.
Oh my goodness.
I was very, very tiny then. But my highest weight was 277 pounds. I'm 5'1", and I was wearing a size 24, or basically the largest pair of pants I could find at the time.
Yeah.
And things ended up taking a turn for me after I was like just ultimately fed up of being overweight, not being able to find clothes, and going into a dressing room with almost 20 pairs of jeans, and all I could find were like the elastic pull-on jeans. And no offense, but I called them, mom jeans. And my daughter was a couple years old. I'm like, I'm not ready for this. And I was in my 20s then, not now. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm smart. I have a background in science. I'm graduating with a double major in science. Like, why can't I figure out how to lose weight? Like, it's science, it's nutrition, it's numbers. Like, What am I doing with my life trying to, use a science-based degree to try to change everybody else's life when I'm feeling like my life isn't together and here I am unhappy and overweight by at least 100+ pounds. So I started tracking all my food. I started calorie counting. I was like calculating my basal metabolic rate, how many calories I should be eating, how many calories I potentially burn per day, how many calories I need to actually lose weight. And I like started off with like a notebook like this. There was no MyFitnessPal when I started. Yeah. So there was none of that. None of that. No FaceTime. All Instagram didn't even exist. So I just did everything by hand, and I started tracking everything that I was eating. And in 16 months, I lost the first 120 pounds.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And all on your own. What do you think, like, what changed so much? I mean, you said, you were uncomfortable even at your heaviest weight, but what do you think made you change at that point? You know what I mean? If you were that way before, live that lifestyle before, what ended up making you change to decide, man, I've got to get in shape too, not just get the weight off, but get in shape?
Yeah. So for me, it was a lifetime of obesity. So it wasn't like, oh, 1 bad year, 2 bad years, I'm overweight, let me just get off what I just lost. Like I spent a lifetime of dieting. I started dieting when I was 12. I would hide and diet in my bedroom. So like I would read magazines. I would take my mom's like Women's World magazines, her Weight Watchers magazines. I would sneak them up to my rooms and read them. And I would work out upstairs while everybody was down in the basement family room and they couldn't hear me. And here I am like 12, desperately trying to lose weight. So by the time I was 20, 22, 23, I had done like Weight Watchers twice, Slim Fast 3 times, special diet. Like I did all the diets. I did Atkins and Mediterranean diet, but I quit every single one. And it was because it didn't fit. It was really, really hard. And I really wasn't fed up enough to keep myself going. So a lot of people get started, but it's really hard to keep going. And I had to make the decision, if I keep quitting every single diet, am I still going to be upset in the size 24? And the answer kept being yes, and yes, and yes. You're still going to be pissed. You're still going to be mad. You're going to be upset with yourself. So why do you keep giving up? So I made my own nutrition plan with foods that I actually liked and that I could stick to. And I would test myself. Can you go 2 weeks? Okay, I made it. I lost a little weight. Can you go 3 weeks? And it was just like, what would happen if I actually didn't give up anymore?
Okay. That's good to know. That's awesome. Because so many people do start all those other diets and then end up back in this, you're in the same situation.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, okay, so we know you're a scientist by trade, sort of. And for those people that are not scientists like me, macros is a scientific word. And so obviously that's why you went with macros, because, obviously you were doing the other diets before you really got knowledgeable about it. But why macros? Why are macros where it's at?
Yes, macros are where it's at. But yeah, so macros are it's very different than calorie counting, but also similar. So if you've ever counted calories and you didn't follow like a meal plan or like use the little, what is it called? The Beachbody 21-day fix containers, or you didn't order meals that were delivered to you, or lean cuisines, if you've ever tracked your total calorie intake for the day, like 1,500 calories, 1,400, 1,700, you have been macro counting, you just don't look at it the same way. So when you count calories, let's say you go in and you track them in MyFitnessPal, there's actually another screen you can go to and see the macros, the protein, the carbs. So macros are calories and calories are macros. It's just like looking at it in a different lens. And so protein, carbs, and fats add up to your total calories. That's where the calories come from. And so calories consist of those 3 macros, and 1 gram of protein is 4 calories. 1 gram of carbs is 4, 1 gram of fat is 9. So when you know how many grams you've eaten of all 3 groups, they're basically added up on the nutrition label, and that's what the calorie number is on the label. So the difference between calorie tracking and macro tracking is if you're calorie counting and it's less than what you actually need for the day, you should lose weight. So eat less than what you need, you'll lose weight. But you can lose weight and not look like what you want, meaning you can lose 10 pounds, 50, 100, and at the end of losing weight, and it's just calorie focused and that's it, you might be skinny fat, you might lose all your muscle, you might feel flabby, floppy, you don't get that toned look that a lot of women are looking for.
Right.
I can tell you because I know. So I was skinny fat after I lost the first 120 pounds. So I lost all this weight. I got down to like a size 8, and I thought I would have like this amazing, like banging fitness oxygen magazine body. No, that body was not under there because sometimes when I was just focusing on calories, I wasn't eating enough protein. Half my day might have been fat calories. The next day, half the day was carb calories. So when you focus on macros, you're getting the right percentages for your basic metabolic profile to actually lose weight and keep your muscle, build a little bit of muscle, and lose mostly fat. So when you calorie count alone, you lose muscle and fat. When you're focusing on the macro counting, you lose sometimes about 90% fat, which is what every woman wants. Like if you have muscle, you got nice shapely legs, you don't want to lose 20 pounds and then you just have like these sticks that you're standing on. Like you want to keep what you have.
Right.
But when you're just calorie counting, you end up losing some of the muscle too. So that's how women are able to actually macro track and lose weight and look like they've lost more than what they've actually lost. So losing 10 pounds will look like 15 or 17 without having to work as hard.
I gotcha.
And your metabolism's higher, so you'll be able to eat more calories and keep the weight off.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, that's huge.
Exercise required when counting macros.
You said, what was that?
Exercise required when counting. Like we're talking a lot about muscle here, so.
No, but it's the enhancement. So actually all of the women that I coach, I keep their cardio really low. I would prefer them to lift any day over spin classes and taking on jogging and running and HIIT and burn boot camp and Tabata and all these crazy things. Like nutrition is going to be 80% of the way to get you to the goal. And then like the fine tuning is going to come from the exercise, but the lifting is more important because it keeps your metabolism higher and it helps you burn more fat.
Mm-hmm. Carb cycling. Look, I'm going a little off script now because I love this stuff, but carb cycling, is that part of macros?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You have specific days where you actually get more carbs or more calories. And that helps to prevent having a plateau. If you eat the same calories every day all year, you'll eventually hit a plateau. It doesn't matter how great your metabolism is, how good your nutrition coach is, how good you are at tracking. I mean, you can have like the most expensive personal trainer in the world, but if everybody ate the same amount of calories every single day, your metabolism adapts. But shaking it up with the calorie cycling or carb cycling, it tricks your metabolism into not adapting.
Well,
that
there's
makes
a lot of science in this, Eve.
Yes.
We could probably spend all day on just the science aspect of it. And I think that's why we get so overwhelmed by it. And so having a coach like you really puts things into perspective for some women. So that's pretty cool. Robbie, so I guess that leads us to what?
So basically now you've started the G Transformation Academy.
Yeah.
So tell us about what that is and kind of how you started it and how you help women and men in the academy.
Got it. Yeah. So I started coaching people back in 2014, and I ended up expanding the brand and changing the educational curriculum and ended up rebranding the program in 2018. So that's when it became Transformation Academy. The G comes from my last name.
Yeah.
So that's do credit to my husband. But I ended up creating the academy so it wasn't just me just coaching people and telling them what to do, but actually coaching people in a way that they were starting to learn how to be able to do it solo. And I ended up taking new coaches into my business. And so there's a team of us that actually are able to reach out and coach more people. So me alone, I can't do it all by myself, but through G Transformation Academy, we've coached over 1,700 men and women.
Wow.
Yeah. So men, you do coach men too. And I get a glimpse of your husband every now and then from your stories and stuff. And he's pretty fit too. Like, he's another fit chick. So did he jump on board with this once you started coaching, or was this always part of his lifestyle?
So he was actually my second client that I started.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was one of my guinea pigs back in 2014. Yep. So he lost 125 pounds.
Wow.
He's been macro tracking for the past 6 years. And then in 2016, he became a coach and a personal trainer as well, which was a blessing because it's made it easier for me to keep the weight off, run the business, us also coach men, and it's just easier when he's doing the same lifestyle as me, and that's really helped me keep the weight off because it's some pressure to keep off 150 pounds.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, so it's safe to say this is your full-time job then at this point.
Yes. Yep. This is my full-time job. This is actually half of it. So within G Transformation Academy, we do coach men and women on their own personal weight loss journeys. But I also have a national certificate through the National Academy of Sports Medicine, and I certify coaches. We've certified 72 coaches.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow, Eve.
You are busy.
Yes, how do you juggle all of that? Like your mom life, staying on track with your eating, coaching clients, and then also you're such a role model to so many. So how do you keep all of that together?
Oh my God. I get the question all the time and I'm like, I don't know. I just do it. No, I mean, one, I'm definitely type A. I'm a perfectionist. I am an action taker. Like, I'm just a badass.
You are. Definitely. And you must be so organized. Like
I am probably too organized, but it's just like the passion inside me drives me to, complete these programs, create new products, and be able to help people. But honestly, as I've grown, I've added people to the team, so they help me. So, 70% of the time I'm running the business, but the other 30%, I've got to be a mom. I've got to be a wife. Me working this business from home was like the first goal I had. I just wanted to be here. I wanted to be home when my kids got home, see them off every morning. My son is spoiled. My daughter makes her own breakfast, but when he's in school and we don't have Corona, like I'm making his breakfast every day. They say I spoil him, and it's probably true, but it's just the passion and the desire and being organized, and then getting to a point and saying, do I need to hire help, and not just trying to do all of it myself.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, so what do you say to the busy mama out there, the one that already feels like life is like, just insane, but they are not happy with themselves. They want to get their bodies back in check, but they just, like, you hear it all the time. I know. I don't have the time, right? Like, that's what do you say to that person?
Yeah, so you can either go two routes. One would definitely be hiring a coach does help. It's someone that holds you accountable, that does a lot of the thinking, the heavy lifting of what you need to do, when you need to do it, and why you need to do it. But if you're still extremely busy beyond that point, you might have to get a meal prep service and have somebody drop off 5 meals, 8 meals, or 10 meals a week. But having a coach does push you. It will force you to carve out some more time for yourself because you don't want to pay and waste your money. So it's kind of that, catalyst to get you going, but also like seeing in your personal life. And this is like option 2 of like, where am I being pulled in 12,000 different directions, and where can I get help? And being a woman and saying you need help. because we do everything. We take on all the things. We don't give ourselves grace, and we do it because we have to, versus can I have somebody come in twice a month and help clean my house so I can have time to work on this? Or even saying like to your spouse or your significant other, I need help. And I think women think that's like a sign of weakness to ask your spouse for help. I feel like that sometimes when I ask my husband, and I'll dread it. But if you get to that breaking point or that boiling point, like you have to ask for help or figure out what systems can you have in place to give yourself some time back. Because you have to think about it like this. If you run yourself all the way into the ground, like who's going to run your empire? You know, if you're the woman, you know, the mom of the empire in your house, who's going to run it if you can't?
You're right.
So you have to figure out, like, where do I have to change things so that I can have a life? Because our number one job, you know, is being a mom, but it's not the only job. We have our own dreams. We have our own goals. Even though, you know, our little ones think that we're only here to, you know, make plates and like buy whatever's out in the refrigerator. There's more than that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you are all about empowering some women. I can tell you that. I mean, not only are you a badass and you're acclaimed badass, you like are definitely out there to inspire and empower and encourage women. So, I mean, like, you're just killing it, Eve. You're killing it.
Yes, you are. You are killing it.
Like us. Oh, I wasn't this person before. I made all the excuses. I put myself last. Like this is the last like 6-7 years. So like anybody can do this.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right about that. Okay. Did I hear something? Now I know that you are definitely a People's Magazine. Is it an ambassador? Is that right?
Yeah.
Did I do something? And I'll get you to tell me about that. But something about Oprah.
No, I wish.
Oh, you're like that's your dream, right?
Maybe that's next. Maybe you just like opened up.
It's a prophecy. Prophecy from Ricci.
Let's go.
I almost made it on the Rachel Ray show, though.
Do what now?
Oh.
Almost made it to the Rachel Ray show.
Okay, well, that's what we're wondering. So, how did you get involved with People Magazine? Like, as far as like, I mean, because what? This is 6 years old. This business, like and you've started like how I don't know how old you are, but I mean, it's been how many years since you've lost the weight? Is that?
Let's see. So when I lost the first 120 pounds and got to my goal, 2 months later, I got pregnant with my son. And I had to lose weight again. So I got up to 200. And a lot of people don't know the story. They're just like, oh, she lost 150. I'm like, no, I kind of lost it twice.
Yeah.
But my son is 12. So I've kept off this weight about 12 years and I'm 38. And in 2015, I was in People's Magazines for hitting that half my size point. And I got in there through a lot of consistency on social media. So I created my Instagram account, the Eve_FitChick account, to be able to just have like a journal. Like I used it like a blog, you know, not what, you know, Instagram is used for today. It's like completely different because no one knew I was on there. Nobody knew who I was. I was just showing my food and my workouts and down another pound. Like showing my like clothes, you know, look loose, like pulling on my waist to show people the inches lost. But I was tagging People Magazine in every single post I was doing. And I was using the hashtag half my size. And that was because in 2012, I saw the magazines in the grocery store. I bought them every single year in January. And I was like, I'm going to be in it. And I told my husband, like, hey, I'm going to be in this magazine as I was buying it. And he was like, oh, okay. All right. You know, how they just like whatever. And they don't even remember 5 days later.
Exactly.
So when I made that account on Instagram, it was to hopefully hit that goal. And it was like a far-fetched dream to actually get into the magazine. So I hit the half my size point, April 2014. My Instagram account, I think, was 5 months old. I hit the goal, kind of celebrated. Wow. Life just went on. And then out of the blue, like out of nowhere, People Magazine emailed me in September 2014 and said, hey, we've been watching you all year. You've been tagging us. We want to make sure you lost the weight for real. Do a background check, do a series of interviews and make sure you're legit. But we want to see if you want to be in our magazine, but we're going to be looking amongst like a couple thousand people. And I ended up being one of the 15 people in the magazine in 2015.
That is awesome. Well, you better start tagging Oprah next, okay?
I was saying the same thing. We're going ahead and speaking it. Oprah, Eve's coming for you.
Oprah.
Well, okay, you've got a great journey. I mean, like, so inspiring, so awesome. So we're just so thankful that you're here to share that journey. And the thing we love most about it is that even though you're busy, even though that life is crazy, you still took time for you and you've made a business out of it and you are killing it. So, congrats to you, kudos to you, and we really appreciate you being on the show. But before you leave, we've got some Mama Madness questions because, we're all mad. So what we like to do here is just surprise you a little bit and ask you some quick rapid fire questions and just get to know Eve, okay? Here we go. What's your least favorite beverage?
Grapefruit juice.
That would be grapefruit.
Totally agree. I can't.
I agree.
Okay. What's your best feature, Eve?
On me?
My
butt.
I have to agree. Your favorite song? What is your favorite song?
I'm a Legend by Drake. I love that. It's like my theme song.
Awesome.
Good one.
You listen to that one working out?
Yes. I listened to that when I went on stage the very first time in that little bitty bikini.
Oh my God.
There you go.
That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother the last movie you watched?
Oh my gosh. What did I watch? What did I watch? I watched so many Netflix series. That's all they give us these days.
I know.
Gosh, I can't even think of what it was. I'm watching Alone right now on Netflix.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I can't think of the actual movie.
Well, I'm a little late to the game, and I'm watching All American. I'm late to the game.
That's a good one too. Yeah.
I haven't seen all of it. I'm like halfway through, but he loves it. Loves it.
Well, my son, I think, has watched it 3 times. So, I mean, I'm like, have at it. It's good for you. Go for it. Okay, and last one. What time do you go to bed?
Oh, my gosh. Honestly, probably 11:30 midnight every night.
Wow.
That's me.
I like to watch Netflix late till I fall asleep.
Yeah. Well, and then what time do you get up?
Anywhere between 5 a.m. if my husband drags me to the gym, if not 6:30.
You're asleep.
I know, but I love watching TV. It's like my little guilty obsession at night. When everybody's asleep, I'm watching Netflix.
I agree.
That is a good one. Yeah. That is good.
All right.
Well, Eve, thank you so much. And I'm going to be reaching out to you personally too for me.
Awesome.
Yeah. Robbie is, she's a little bit more disciplined than I am.
I don't know. I like my cookies. And y'all all be sure to go follow Eve. It's at Eve Fit Chick. And she also has the gtransformationacademy.com. So definitely check her out. We are so honored to even be able to have her on the show today. That was awesome, Ricci. I loved having her.
Yes. Well, okay, we didn't get to say bye. Let's bring her back on real quick. Let's just
hang on.
Okay, Eve.
I went to her screen.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Bye, Eve.
Okay. All right. That was awesome. Yeah. So, Robbie, I did.
Again, go follow her really quick at Eve Fit Chick.
Yeah. I did Eve's program, and she's literally, when I say she knows it, she knows it. And what I loved about her program is that, I could tell her what I like to eat. She would even come up with my grocery list and do all that kind of stuff. So,
that's awesome. That's what I need.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where
if I have it laid out, I'm good. It's just if it's my choice, then nah.
Yeah.
I'm not making the right choice.
Well, and macros are so hard. I mean, so sometimes you just need somebody to step in because macros. Yeah. I hear people, especially at the gym, are always talking about counting their macros, and I'm like, oh, it's so hard, So that's why, when I heard about Eve, I was like, yeah. You could totally do it for me, and she knows her business. So that was so fun. So
Yay, that was awesome. Yeah. And then also, Ricci, so next week we have a super special guest. I'm so excited. I know you're so excited.
I am.
We get to pick her brain. She actually is a mom that has allowed us the opportunity to, start this show and help so many other women stay in leggings all day while they make their income. She is the founder and CEO of Zaya Active. Yes, you heard that right. We have Erin Bradley here next week. Whoop, whoop, on Real Talk. So I'm excited about that, Ricci. I can't wait.
The thing I'm most excited about with having Erin on is that, yes, she's a businesswoman, but she is just the best mom, like just the sweetest soul you will ever meet. And so I'm really just excited to hear more about just Erin.
Yes, me too. That's what I'm excited about.
Just Erin. So
and how she juggles it and still maintains that same demeanor.
Exactly.
She's awesome. So yes, I'm excited.
Yes,
as always, live your best life in leggings.
Well, and then add a little liquor too if needed, right? I mean, don't forget this.
That's how all the busy mamas survive. We will see y'all next week.
All right. See you, Robbie.
Bye.
Bye.